Brother Nashi, please do not reveal my face. Please do not reveal my location or the location of the mortuary where I used to work. I don't have papers, man. I do not want to get in trouble. Even though I made some money, but I'm still working and I still need more money. I am a man from Zim. After I had gotten this money, I blame it on my girlfriend because she was very demanding and she had promised me that she was going to assist me to get a citizenship. I was a fool because I told her that I wanted him to do a course in which she was going to end up being a traffic cop. And I did as he had asked me to do. She said that she could not fall pregnant after she had promised me that once I pay for her tuition at the college where she was going to be attending in Joburg, and then she was going to fall pregnant for me. But then she said, my baby, I can't be pregnant in the first year. What if we go for hard training? We'll be exercising so that when I am on the road, I am supposed to be fit. I said, okay, it's fine. And I hope that my confession, it is going to assist other men. Does not matter where you come from. Never listen to a woman who is after your money. She gave me so many excuses as to why she was unable to assist me to get a South African citizenship. And because I was making a lot of money, I thought that I was always going to be making this money because I was working in a mortuary and I was doing some illegal deals there. And I thought that I could save enough money, and if she fails to assist me to get citizenship, I would return back to my country and start a very big business. But this woman, she made sure that I finished all of my money on her. So when she started going to college, I understood it, and I said there is no way that I can put so much pressure on her, telling her that I want her to fall pregnant for me at least after 1 year. Then the second year, when she was in college, she said I have to work part-time, so it is going to mess up with my schedule. If I fall pregnant for you, let me graduate. I had to bribe for this woman to even get a driver's license. I had to do a lot of things, but at the end of the day, when she graduated, after she had gotten a job using her private parts, she even forgot about me and she threatened to get me deported. And that is how I was dumped by my girlfriend, who used to put a lot of financial pressure on me. She'll get mad at me if I was unable to give her money. She forced me to move from the location. Then we started staying in the suburbs simply because she just wanted to live in a quiet neighborhood. I came to South Africa a very long time ago. I was looking for any job to survive. When I was still back home in Zim, I had worked for Doves. You know that mortuary, the funeral service thing. I used to work for that company. I ended up contacting one of my former manager, who told me that he was working for the government, but he was going to assist me to get a job, but in a private mortuary, since my papers were not okay. I ended up working as an assistant in a private mortuary in Joburg. Most people, they are terrified of the dead, but I was already used to this thing because I did not start working in the mortuary when I was in South Africa. I had started this when I was still in Zim. And being in the mortuary, I can say that I was really used to it. And then I met another guy. He was a senior attendant who used to drive the bodies wherever they were supposed to go. If it was someone that was coming from the Eastern Cape, Cape Town, who had died in Joburg, he was the one that would drive. He then started telling me that he had so many connections with a lot of sangomas. He told me that he started to have these connections with sangomas after he had been told to go with a body to KZN. So this body that he went with to KZN, it was as if this man, he did not want to be buried in his village, for he had two wives, one that was in Soweto and then the other one was in KZN. So then he started to see the spirit of that man as he was driving When he told me this story, it was so terrifying for me, and I started to get interested in the charms that he said that he was using, because already I was dating a woman that was expensive to maintain. She was always on my case, asking me why I was not giving her money, and she used to love to do this when she would have gotten me in the mood to make love to him. When she is on top of me, she will say, we can't continue. Then I will say, why not? And she'll be like, how can I continue when my nails are looking like this? Look at my hair, look at my eyelashes. I can't continue making love to you because you are not taking care of me. And I'm talking about a woman that used to get her hair done after each and every week, and she would complain and she would say that she wants a new hairstyle. So I was under pressure, and I also thought that if I could invest in a South African woman, she will invest in me by helping me to get a citizenship if we could get married. So she knew that this was my weakness, and she exploited that. She would lie to me and she would say, baby, when you were at work, I walked to the Home Affairs and I asked them, what is it that we need to do? They say that it is very simple for you to become a South African. Like, she knew the parts where she could touch me and I could give her money. So because I wanted money, I was even selling copper, the stolen copper. I was selling it, and I was afraid that I was going to get arrested. One day I was talking with brother Joseph, the man who used to drive at the funeral parlor where I was working. I told him that I was dating this woman who wanted to dump me because she felt as if I was not giving her enough money. And this man cautioned me about South African women and to let go of this Xhosa woman. But I said, no, this woman, she is my investment. I am going to invest in her, give her a good education so that she can get a good job, and she will never forget me. And she will also help me to get even a work permit. This was what I was thinking about. This man then said that he knew of certain sangomas in KZN, those that make tokologies, that were looking for someone who was brave enough that could work with them. I said, that is no problem at all. One night, Brother Joseph, he then brought a sangoma, and he said that this sangoma was the one that was responsible for the market of trading some of the body parts. He told me that these powerful traditional healers, they would make sure that each and every week I'll be getting money as long as I will be doing whatever that they wanted me to do. He showed me how to remove the tongue and the eyes without making the body to look different. And I would put them in a small cooler box. We ended up even buying, there is this other cooler box that is like a mini fridge, and you can connect it to the car, and you can drive maybe from South Africa to Zim with the body parts frozen. We ended up buying such a thing, and we would put the body parts in there. And the money that I was being given, it was money that we would split between me and Brother Joe, and we would split. Sometimes it would be 5,000 for a human tongue, and then we would split in the middle, and I would get my 2,500. This was where the money that I was using to pay for my girlfriend's education was coming from. To even think that I had a baby mama who was in Zim, I wish that I had invested in my Shona baby mama. Maybe right now she would have gone to Europe and she was never going to forget me. But I chose this South African woman because I said that she is more classy and she is more beautiful than the woman that I had left back home. But she punished me in the most cruel way. I wasted so many years. As for Brother Joe, my friend, he ended up buying a big farm and he bought some livestock. Where he is right now, I'm sure that he is one of the biggest black farmer in his province. He even told me to invest and to buy some cows as well. And he said to me, if you buy these cows, then when we take them to the market, you would return your investments. And then when I spoke with my girlfriend, she laughed at me and she said, what if you buy a cow today, then tomorrow as it is busy grazing, then a snake bites it, you would have lost 20k in a day. How about you just use that money, buy something to make your woman feel nice? This lady, she was not there to build me, she was there to destroy me. I hope that other men, they are going to know that when you have money, a woman will do whatever that she can so that she can get into your pockets. But the moment that you are broke, then that is when you are going to start dealing with the real person, the real woman that will have never fallen for you if it was not for the money. These people, they were paying me big money. These sangomas, they would take a tongue of a human being. Do you know what it is used for, Brother Nashi? This is used for those people who want to win court cases, even politicians. Like, have you seen how politicians lie? A politician will lie, but then the people would be clapping and you won't even understand why are normal human beings clapping at someone that you know is corrupt and is lying in front of you. So they use a human tongue. I was told that by a sangoma, a human tongue of a person that would have died, since this is a silent tongue from a dead man, it makes other people to go silent. If you have a company or you are working in a big company or in the government and you want your voice to be the only one that will be heard in that department where you are working, they will sell to you a human tongue of someone that would have died. Then they would sell eyes. These eyes, they will sell it to people that own taxis, those that are afraid of getting shot, and they will sell it to the criminals. They used to sell it quite a lot to hijackers from Mozambique, and if they were being looked for by the police, the human eye of the person that would have died and having their body parts removed, those criminals, they would see the police before they arrive, even if they are driving with a car. Do you think that any normal person can steal a car in Joburg and go with that car all the way to Beitbridge without getting arrested? Without using juju or omuti, you will get arrested the very first day that you try to drive a car from Joburg going to the next border. They will arrest you before you even get out of Gauteng province. These people, they use the eyes of a dead person to look ahead, and they will be told that at a certain spot there is police, and if you wait for about 30 minutes, then the police, they are going to change shift, you are not going to get arrested, then you can pass. So that is how they can drive from Joburg without getting caught all the way to Maputo. And they used to sell these human eyes to the Mozambicans. As for the private parts, the private part of a person, it is the most expensive. They are used for those that want rituals. There was a man whom I was told about his business. This man, he had to sleep with the private part of a dead woman because he sacrificed his wife, and his wife was haunting him. In order for him to be protected, he had to keep a frozen body part, a private part of a woman that had died. Then the outer skin of the private part had to be removed. He kept it in the deep fridge, and then he would defrost it and sleep with it. And this was what was protecting his business as well as protecting himself from the ghost of his wife. The human heart, it is used by those that are hired to kill. That one, I'm even afraid to talk more about it because those guys, they are everywhere. Usually these people, they are sent to kill political targets. It is a very deep rabbit hole. the human heart is used for that kind of a muti. And I want to tell you how we used to collect these body parts. We targeted the unclaimed bodies, the illegal immigrants, the homeless, and some were drug addicts, some were the victims of street violence. Since there were no relatives, if someone has been in South Africa maybe for 20 plus years, is an illegal immigrant, has no relatives, once that person dies, there is no one that will come and check up on him. No one would come to check the body, and we could do whatever that we wanted. We would stuff the empty spaces with cotton, even plastic, so that if an inspector ever moved the body, it still felt heavy. This was what we used to do, but there was something that we had to do before you would touch a dead body. The sangoma, they would sometimes come at the mortuary at midnight, and they would speak with their ancestors so that we won't get arrested. They would light their black candles, and they would give me herbs to rub all over my body so that I won't be bothered by the spirit of the person whose body parts I would want to harvest on that night. Brother Nashi, I made a lot of money. I was successful in South Africa. In our country, we say that your ancestors will never give you a gift twice. Yes, indeed. My ancestors, they gifted me. They made a way for me to make money. I could have become one of a millionaire who came to South Africa and returned back to his country with a lot of money. But the love for my girlfriend, that was what destroyed me. To this very day, I am just struggling. I am living by doing piece jobs, and it is getting harder and harder by the day. And I am full of regret, because when I was dating this beautiful woman, my Facebook, even my relatives, they would speak to me and caution me because of the way that I used to spend money. They would think that I was going to get shot, because me and my girlfriend, we would go and hire a car, and we would go to the groove, drink alcohol, and put money on the table, on the bed. I used to display money. Yet my son back home in Zim, there was a day when my baby mama called me and she was crying, and she told me that the only money that she had, it was only $2, and she had bought airtime so that she could call me. The food that was now remaining in her father's house, it was only pumpkin leaves. That was what they were going to eat for the night. She pleaded with me to send her at least something. She asked me where I was because there was a lot of noise. I then told her that I was at a club. I was at a club in Senton, and I had just finished spending nearly 30,000 that was on the tab. It was me, my girlfriend, and their cousin sisters, and my brother-in-laws, because they used to say that they were going to assist me to get a permit to stay forever in South Africa, and they said that I was family. I spent 30K on people that kicked me out the moment that their sister told them that she had graduated, she had gotten a job, and she did not need me anymore because I had no money to give him. Yet my son, I let my son sleep on a hungry stomach. I am even ashamed to return back home. I don't have any form of documentation where I am right now. There are people that I have been working for a very long time after I had been fired from the mortuary. I was fired not because I was caught removing body parts, but I was just fired by my boss. So there are other white people that I do piece jobs for, and most of them, they have started complaining because I do not have a bank account. I can't even open a Mukuru bank account because I do not even have a passport. So they say that they can't give me cash. They want to deposit the money in the bank account, which means that I'm going to lose even these peace jobs. I can't go to that woman. I know that as for now, she is a traffic cop. I think she is a national one, those ones that do not just work in one province. I remember that one of my friends said that he saw him on a roadblock and she pretended as if she did not even know him when he greeted her, because he was on a bus. They were coming from Zim after Xmas holidays. So that is my story. I hope that other people, they are going to listen to me. Maybe there is a man right now who is thinking of taking his girlfriend to school. Only take your baby mama to school, because even if she say that she does not love you after that, but you know that as a woman, once she gets a job, she is going to take care of the child that you had together. Someone that you did not have a child with is just going to hurt you and dump you. I will never forget what that woman did. But brother, it is okay. What she did to me, it is fine. But let me tell you a secret. When I die, this woman, that is when she is going to discover that there is no peace here on earth. I am going to follow her and I'm going to follow her family until they give me a wife. You see, her brothers, they ate my money. They used to lie to me. They would say that I was their in-law. But when I went to them to report what their sister was doing, they threatened to beat me up. They have daughters, right? Their wives, they gave birth to daughters. I want them to give me a wife, not now. When I am dead, I am going to return back to this family as a spiritual husband, and I'm going to stay in their family for 10 generations. Your dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. He's saying that he wants to return back as a spiritual husband. He will stay in the family as a generational curse for 10 generations. Those that are good with maths, please help us in the comment section. How long is 10 generations? Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.